Jason with Be Serious LLC. I'm in one of my queen and nuc yards here in beautiful Haines City, Florida. What we're going to talk about today is transferring this 5-frame nuc into a 10-frame box. This is something that all the backyard beekeepers have to do at one point or another. They have to purchase bees and then move them over. It's something that we get a lot of questions about. I just kind of want to touch base on it briefly so you guys have a general idea of how we do it and how we want you guys to do it to make sure that you're successful as a backyard beekeeper. So I have my 5-frame Jester Easy nuc that has 5 frames of bees in it. It's all taped up, sealed up. I just purchased it. So we're going to be moving it over into this 10-frame box. This is a standard 10-frame setup. I have a screen bottom board, a 10-frame deep box, and my lid. Inside my box, I have 5 frames because I'm taking the 5 frames I just purchased and I'm putting them in between the 5 frames in my equipment. It's very important when purchasing a 5-frame nuc to already have your woodenware assembled, painted, and ready to go. Your frames assembled, painted, your frames assembled and ready to go. It's also important to have your hive stand ready, which we do. So we are ready to put our 5-frame nuc in. Make sure you do this shortly before purchasing your nuc. Make sure everything's set up and ready to go so that way when you purchase it, you can transfer it right over. The objective is to not leave the bees in these 5-frame nucs for very long because they're ready to go. They're very large, very robust nucs, and if you don't get them out of this 5-frame box quickly, there's a potential for them to swarm. So what I have inside my box is 5 frames. I have a wood frame here with acorn black foundation. This is a South Florida Bee Supply frame with black acorn foundation. We like to use black foundation for the new folks because with the black foundation, it's very easy for you guys to see the brood in contrast. It stands out. The eggs and larvae are very easy for you to identify. Another thing that we are using now is a solid black acorn plastic frame. So you'll see that periodically through our nucs. You also see occasionally yellow plasticell, but for the most part we actually use the black. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open my 5-frame nuc. I have it here. We're going to switch frames over into our 10-frame box. Give it a little bit of smoke. Can you pause?
Okay.
Alright guys, so we're untaping our 5-frame nuc. Opening it up. You can see we have it already pre-sealed in here with duct tape. So these are easy to transport. You can put them in the back seat of your car, keep the AC on, keep them nice and cool. It's important to get them from point A to point B quickly. Don't leave them out in the sun, sealed up. Don't take a lunch break on the way home with your nuc and leave them in your hot car because they can overheat very quickly. You see the tape right here, we see the burr comb. So this is a pretty strong little nuc, pretty healthy. So we check these before we give them to you. We make sure that we have a good queen, good laying pattern, at least 2 to 3 frames of brood, a frame of honey, and a frame of pollen. So always create space. Never try and just yank frames out. I'm pushing back here on this easy nuc, making myself space, pulling this frame out. The objective is to not roll bees between the frames. So think of that game operation. You don't want to squash bees. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Take your time. Make sure you get it in here. So these nucs are set up the way they should go into your 10-frame box. So that is a honey frame, which would go on the edge. So I took the honey frame out of the right side. I put it on the right side of my 10-frame box. So we have a frame of brood, capped brood. And we have a lot of open brood, eggs and larvae on this side. So the brood is going to go right here next to the honey. We have another frame of what looks like brood, open brood. I got tons of eggs and larvae. The whole frame is all brood. So in the process of installing my nuc, I'm just kind of briefly looking for the queen. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And move it over. Again, the order that they come to you in the box is the order they should go into your 10-frame equipment. So we got another frame of capped brood. Another good sided capped brood. I see the queen. She's on the bottom of this frame. She's a runner. Come on, come out, lady. There she is on the bottom bar right there. So I've identified we have a good queen, so I'm just going to take my time and put this in nice and slow. Move it over. Give her time to get out of the way. All right, so we're down to our last frame, which should be generally another frame of honey or pollen and nectar frame. So this is a good frame of honey, and we got pollen and brood on this side. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. Make sure everything's nice and tight together. That's good. All right, so now if you look inside the 5-frame nuc, we still have excess bees. So there's a couple ways to go about this. A lot of people like to set them in front and let the bees fly back. I like to go ahead and close it. Give it just a slight knock. It's going to make all your bees go to one side. Just turn it over. Dump as many of them out as we can. We'll take our 5-frame nuc, and I would let it sit out maybe 5 feet in front of the hive. We take our lid. There you go. Some of the things that I would stress to you after installing your nuc, I would go ahead and feed it for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Any feeder that you like, I'm not going to recommend one to you in particular, but the objective is to make this thing grow. We want it to prosper. So you want to feed it and get them working on those other 5 empty frames of foundation here. And once that foundation is drawn out and they've built the wax, that would be time to add your queen excluder and your super, which we'll talk about in a later video. Also, treating for mites, we do have a pretty strict mite treatment schedule here at Be Serious, but it would never hurt for you to go ahead and use maybe Apivar strips or a mite treatment product in this colony to help keep that mite population low. We're going to be selling these through spring and summer, so you folks that are buying them closer to June, July, that's your peak time for mites. So I would definitely recommend always treat the colony with whatever your preferred mite treatment is. Liz, you got anything else? That's about it. Orientation, one of the things too is for you folks that meet us at bee meetings and pick these up later in the evening, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I would never recommend taking a 5-frame nuc and installing it at dark or dusk or rainy weather. I always recommend waiting for a sunny day. So what do you guys do if you purchase this at night or in the evening and it's bad weather? Well, the entrance to these 5-frame easy nucs is right here. It's this little flap. So let's say you come to the Orange Blossom Beekeepers meeting in Orlando and you don't have time to install this in your box. It's too late. What I always recommend is just take it out to your established hive stand that you should already have, set it right next to your equipment that you're going to use, put your protective equipment on, go ahead and give it a couple puffs of smoke, and then open the entrance. And what you can do is now you can leave it like this for a day or two until you have time to go ahead and move it over. Again, don't ever attempt to do it at dusk. You want a nice hot part of the day, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, nice and sunny out. The bees are going to be more calm, the field force is going to be out foraging, and all I would do is literally just do the same process we just talked about. Go ahead and install it. Guys, that's all I have. I look forward to doing some more videos for you in the future. Appreciate it. Make sure you like us on Facebook and our Instagram page, our Google Plus page, and the website. Thanks, guys.